Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I got some makeup from Makiage and I'm about to go ahead and apply it. These are just pictures of me afterwards. So if you're ready to watch me transform, stay tuned. Okay, so we are gonna start out with the foundation in the color Woke Up Like This 220. And I am doing it, and I'm gonna apply it in very small sections just because the makeup dries really fast. For those of you who are wondering, my foundation shade in Fenty is anywhere from a 440 to a 450, and I just say that because 440 and 445 is my color in the wintertime. Summertime I'm 450. So as you can see, I am just blending it all out, y'all. I did also get that makeup brush, this makeup brush that I'm using, foundation brush, sorry, from El Makiage. It was a part of the gift for subscribing to get their makeup. I think I did like a 6-month subscription, so I'll get it like every 6 months or something like that. So as you can see, still applying it in sections. Like I said, I did use a whole lot more of this than I thought I would have to, but it's still not a lot. I just really don't like a thick foundation. And so, yeah, it's pretty thin. I like it. It covered up a lot of the hyperpigmentation that I have around my eyes and around my mouth. So, and y'all, just in case y'all wonder, I blended this stuff and like my life depended on it. This video was like 2 hours and I chopped it down to I think 15, 14 minutes, something like that. So here I am still blending. And I normally just take what's left on my makeup brush and add it to my forehead. I try and keep my forehead foundation free just to see how it blends. And I normally add the foundation to my forehead after I do all my blending if I feel like I need to, which is what I'm doing here. After I blended what was left on the brush onto my forehead, it just wasn't enough. So I just added the foundation to my forehead. I do make sure I get all up in my hairline just because we want everything to look cohesive and all together. So I'll blend down to my neck as well. I put it on my chin. As y'all can see, I dropped a little bit on my chest, but it's okay because I'm going to go ahead and blend that out on my neck. Now, I normally do not put foundation on my neck separately. I normally just use whatever is left on the brush to blend it down my neck, and that normally works perfectly, but today it wanted to drop on my chest, so I think that was my sign to go ahead and blend it out. So that's what I did. And as y'all can see here, I am just blending. So much blending. Still blending. Y'all, I'm making sure I get it all. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go in with my concealer. And this is also Il Makiage in the color 14.5. It's F I'm Flawless is what the name of the concealer is, I guess. It says it's a multi-purpose perfecting concealer. Not sure what that word is, so I'm not going to butcher it. But as y'all can see, I'm putting it under my eyes first. And I'm buffing it out. And then I do not like to have a whole lot of concealer. So you could see me putting it on my eyelids just so that it's like a even finish. Y'all, I absolutely love watching makeup videos, like the transformation process. Like I love to watch, those dark spots disappear as you apply the makeup. I don't know why I love it. I don't want to say it's ASMR because you can't, maybe it's like a visual. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'm going to put it on the tip of my nose, also on the bridge of my nose and on my chin. Just a very small amount, y'all. A little bit goes a long way. And I always feel like it's best to start out with too little than to start out with too much, because that leaves a lot of blending. So I'm blending it upwards into my forehead, as you guys can see, but I did not use a lot of foundation. Now, I initially felt like this foundation, it is a drying foundation. I wasn't sure what to expect when I first got it, just because I just thought that, like when I did my survey, I put that I wanted to like cover up pigmentation, sorry, and dark spots, and I wanted like a natural finish. Because I have combination to oily skin. So what I did was I picked up my concealer. It's a really dark color, so it's just a tad bit darker than my actual skin, just because I felt like the foundation was lighter, a lot lighter than what I was expecting. And so I went in with the concealer that I know I got from the dollar store. I am so sorry, I'm not sure what name it is, but it is by Black Opal. It's the darkest concealer that they have. And I'm just gonna put it right there on my cheeks and under my jawline and around my chin and under my lip, and I'm gonna buff it out. It's gonna take me a while to buff it out, but I sped this video up so you guys didn't have to watch me buffing it out for 30 minutes. But yeah, I kind of wish I would have waited to add this, just because the foundation oxidizes, and I did not realize that because I chose not to watch any review videos of this makeup, which I kind of wish I did, just because I would have known that. So I added that darker concealer just to darken it up a little bit. And here you see me adding it under my lip. Just a quick tip, y'all. If y'all want to accentuate your lip, make it look a little bigger, add a darker foundation directly under your lip, buff it out, and bam, your bottom lip automatically looks bigger. So as y'all can see, I'm taking that same brush that I had buffing the contour out, or the darker concealer, and I buffed it into my neck, and I'm just adding the concealer to the other side of my face. As I said, normally when I apply my makeup, I try and do it in increments, and that's pretty much what every product, except for the under eye concealer, but I try and do it in sections, just because a lot of the makeup that I have dries fast, and it just takes a lot longer to buff out when it, when it actually dries. So right here, I'm just adding it into like my hairline in the middle of my forehead. I don't have a really large forehead, but I do like to put a little of that concealer around my forehead and buff it into my hairline, just so that, again, everything matches and looks cohesive. So that's what I'm doing here. And like I said, I'm going to buff it out really, really good. And then what I also did, guys, was I tried to, because again, the foundation was a lot lighter before it settled. So I was adding that darker concealer, just whatever was left on the brush under my eyes. And then what I'm doing here is just contouring my nose. Now, normally I do just a reverse contour. But as you guys can see, I added a little of the concealer to the tip and the bridge of my nose. I buffed it out, and now I'm just adding the darker concealer color to my nose, and I'm also going to blend it into my eyes, as you guys can see, just so, again, everything looks cohesive and all together. And then I'm just taking the makeup brush, and I am buffing and blending it all out so that there are no harsh lines with that concealer. All right, so here's where I think I went wrong. Again, I felt like the concealer from Makiage was a lot lighter, and it was making me look really ashy. So I took my color corrector, which I normally do before I add foundation, but I took the color corrector, put it under my eyes, and I buffed it out. I didn't use a whole lot, but I just wanted to, because I do have red undertones, so I wanted to bring that color back into my face because I looked a little washed with just the foundation and concealer. And then I'm just going to add some to my eyelids because I'm not going to wear eyeshadow. So I'm just adding it to my eyelids. Not a whole lot. Like I said, y'all, a little goes a long way. So I'm adding it to the top of my eye, or my eyelid, sorry. And I am buffing it all out. And then once again, I'm going in with that same brush that I use for my concealer and color corrector, and I'm just going over my entire face once again to just kind of lighten everything up, go over any harsh lines that may be sitting on my face, just buffing and blending everything out. Yes, girl, buff away, girlfriend. I buffed until my life depended on it, or like my life depended on it. All right, and I guess I'm going to add a little more concealer to the bottom of my lip. Again, to try and accentuate that. And y'all, I did use the wrong brush for this, and by the time I realized it, it was too late. But it's okay. And then I'm just going to use some pressed powder. As y'all can see, that thing is so old. But my eyelids and right under my eye creases up whenever I put makeup on. So I do have to put some kind of powder there to set it. So I did it on my eyelid, and then I also added some of that pressed powder under my eye. It was really drying, so I really did not want to use setting powder. So I just used just a small amount of pressed powder. And now I'm just going to go on with my dark brown eyebrow pencil. And I am going to fill in my eyebrows. My eyebrows are pretty thick naturally. And I did just clean them up. So I don't have to do much. Now, a lot of times when I do makeup, I do add concealer above and below it, but we are going for a more natural look. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to add the eyeliner to fill in my brows, and then I'm going to comb it out with the brush that is attached to the eyeliner pencil. Or this is actually an eyebrow pencil. And again, I know I got this eyebrow pencil from the dollar store. I think it's called Bobbi Brown, y'all. I love it. I bought like 10 of these things. All right, so Makiage did send me a eyeliner pencil. I was not expecting it, but pleasantly surprised. So this is their Black Card Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. And I'm just going to put it on my waterline. And then you guys will see me take that same eyebrow pencil that's in brown. And I'm going to buff it all out once I get the eyeliner applied. Just because it gives it more of a, polished look. And it just looks good. Sometimes the liquid eyeliner can clump up. So this is actually going to help combat that as well. So if you guys find that your liquid eyeliner clumps up at the bottom, just take a eyebrow pencil, go over it, it buffs it out, and it looks so good. So also what I'm going to do is right there in the middle where my Cupid's bow is, I'm going to take that dark brown liner, put it on my Cupid's bow. And I'm also going to line my nose just because the concealer kind of buffs away like the definition in your face. So I'm just using the dark eyeliner to bring the definition back into my face. I first brush it out with the small brush that you see in my hand, and then I take the foundation brush and I buff everything out again so it blends seamlessly. And then I have a highlighter. Y'all, haven't used highlighter in so long. I'm applying it with my finger. And I buffed it out a little bit with my finger. And then I go in with my foundation brush and buff it out even more. And that's just because I don't want like a really bright highlight. I just want it to glisten ever so slightly. So I put it on with my finger, and that just gives me a more precise application. And then I buff it out. And y'all, I think I'm pretty much, I put some on the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and then my chin, and right there on my Cupid's bow. And then again, you will see me buff that out. I apply with my finger, and then I buff it out. And y'all, I think this is about it. So thank you guys eyeliner, or mascara. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is the end of my video. If you stayed to the end, go ahead and leave me a comment, a heart, a like, or something, y'all. And I just really appreciate y'all watching my video. So until next time, y'all.